What's up, good people? It's your boy Brandon, aka the Bearded Scientist, and I'm back at it again. This is a continuation of the egg experiment video that I dropped the other day, and I hope this. I don't know if I may even explain to you all exactly what the experiment is about. Just being honest, because I found something cool and very interesting. But I'm going to start this off with an admission. I messed up. So keep in mind that during this experiment, we used different sugars, and we used we used, what did we use? What is this stuff called? Deionized water. That's what we use. We use deionized water. And let me tell you something. Deionized water mixed with sugar out in a warm room, and you let it sit for a week, that provides a really, really, really interesting concoction that I'm pretty sure that you all don't care to know about, because that I'll tell you this, that palm sugar beaker that I had it resting in, that smelled terrible. It smelled like mini death. I'm not gonna lie to you. That smelled really, really bad. But as we get started, it makes sense to start from the outside of the egg, okay, and work our way in. And so let's begin with the egg shell. Why don't we? Okay, so it's made. The eggshell is made primarily from calcium, right? It's actually made from calcium carbonate. We're going to switch this up a little bit. It's made from calcium carbonate, all right? And the chemical compound, which also makes up the majority of seashells, as well as chalk and limestone. So, but what we're going to do for right now, messing up, we got to cycle through it. So it's made up of primarily calcium carbonate, the chemical compound, which also make up shells and blah, 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 limestone. Okay, so it has nanoparticles of calcium carbonate, and they're arranged into ordered crystals by proteins, eventually forming the calcite minerals that makes up the shell. The shell is eventually completely solid, right? So it's completely solid. It has thousands of tiny pores, around 9,000 on average. I don't know who took time to count that, but somebody probably did, which allow gases to pass in and out of the shell. That's very intriguing to me. So in and out of the shell. So the outer shell has roughly 9,000 pores in it, right? Interesting. As well as, so it has a huge bunch of benefits and implications. Well, I'm going to give y'all a couple that focus on cooking as well. But as we power through this, and earlier I told you that eggshells are made entirely of calcium carbonate. Here's a little calcium carbonate right there. Boom. Y'all ready for that? This is the chemical formula for calcium carbonate, aka eggshells or other seashells, right? So now you all have it. Now that's burned into your head what calcium carbonate looks like in the chemical forms. But understand, eggshells have a semi-permeable membrane, which means that air and moisture can pass through its pores. So think of an eggshell and what a semi-permeable membrane is. Your skin. Your skin has a semi-permeable membrane. It allows active and passive transfusion to occur in your skin, letting moisture and other minerals pass through. Or better yet, lotion or some healthy and unfortunately some hazardous materials pass through your skin. Okay, you ever thought about? Think about it for a minute. When you're in the shower and you're getting out, you feel fresh, you feel revived. That's because your pores have expanded and opened up, and it's letting all that moisture in. But as soon as you get out and you dry off, it's like it tightens up real quick, throws you all the way off. That's your semi-permeable membrane or your skin closing. That's how shells act, but they're not as flexible. The shell also has a thin outmost coating called a bloom or a cuticle that helps keep out bacteria and dust. I'm glad that's a thing, right? We got to make sure that the baby chickies are healthy. For such a simple staple of the kit in the kitchen, the chemistry of eggs is surprisingly complex. So let's take a brief look at their compositions and also some of the chemistry tips that can help you in the kitchen. Now, a chemical change takes place inside of an egg. Most people don't know that, right? And so now I'm not going to dive too deep into all of this little jazz and this jargon right here, but you all can take time yourself. Look, there's a link in the description describing all of this that you can read at your leisure. So don't be bothered by me reading this for you. That's too much. That's doing too much. Come on now. Like, y'all know I do a lot, but I ain't gonna do that much. Not today. Okay. Here's the thing though, and I'm gonna get to the experiment in a minute. So the color of eggshells can also vary. Did you all know that? Chicken eggs tend to be somewhat on a color spectrum between white and brown, but eggs of the other avian species can also encompass blue or green hues. Now check this out. I don't know if y'all seen a blue egg or a green egg. I have. But this coloration is due to deposition of pigment molecules on the eggshells while it is being formed in the chicken's oviduct. Okay, I'm pausing for a reason, y'all. It's very interesting. What makes a blue or green egg, okay? One pigment, 𝗬𝗴𝗴𝗀𝗀, I'm butchering that word, gives shells a brown huish color. Like the eggs from our experiment, I use brown eggs. That's 𝗬𝗴𝗴𝗀, I'm butchering that. I'm a scientist. I should know better, but it's okay. We're going to power straight through that as well. Okay. So that pigment is what gives its brown hue. Okay. This pigment is a precursor of hemoglobin, the oxygen carrying compound found in the blood. Other pigments such as oxocyanine, which gives blue and green colors. Are y'all ready for this? Are side products of the formation of bile. Yes, feces. While eggshells have an abundance of pigment molecules, you got to think about it. Like, man, like blue and green eggshells come in blue and green in some avian species because of bile. That's something to think about. The next time I'm out and I'm walking through one of the Trinity Forest is a great place to search for bird eggs, but don't disturb the bird nest if you see them on the ground or in the trees. So we don't want to do that. Bruh. We don't want them problems, and I don't want the Texas Park and Wildlife coming after me telling me I told y'all to do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm going to pass along. I just want to give y'all those brief nuggets about eggshells. And now we know that eggshells are made of calcium carbonate, and that's really cool. So let's take a dive real quick. All right, y'all ready? Let's take a dive real quick into the egg experiment that we started last week. Now, on my table, I'll help y'all get a closer look of the eggs, right? On my table, we have 9 different eggs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Got to make sure I can count. We have 9 different eggs. This is hydrochloric acid. This one right here. That's why it's all sketchy. So this one is hydrochloric acid. This is the aspartame. This is pure sugar, palm sugar, white vinegar. Look at that. It's like a ball, or like a jelly ball. Ginger ale. That smelled great, but ginger ale did that to an egg. Look at that. And this was coffee. Now it's cracked because I dropped it. I'm not gonna crack it open because I didn't boil these eggs at all. So okay, and this is lime water. All the built up lime debris scale is on it. So this is what happens to your water. That's interesting. This is what lime buildup looks like on your pipes and stuff. The same thing, lime scale building up. And this is high fructose corn syrup. It's doing something real funky to it. Okay? But we're we're going to get a little bit closer to these eggs, okay? I want y'all to really see. Now, I can't get too close. I'm going to be lifting and pushing and lifting and pushing and all that stuff. But the pure sugar egg, definitely interesting. I don't want to drop this because keep in mind, I must say this disclaimer, some animals were harmed in the process. Ants, these ants didn't make it. Some of them just decided to, you know, do the most and jump in these vats of stuff, and it took them out. So this is the pure sugar egg. And again, I didn't boil these, so I'm trying to be very careful because if I drop this, it's a wrap. And I don't know if you all can see it get closer to that. Like you can see how that's pure sugar did that to it. It's almost, and you can, and some of it, oh, it's kind of sticky and yucky. On some, if you look closely, you can't see it, but I'll try to get a microscope, so we can get closer to these pores. And on the pure sugar egg, you can actually see some of those up to almost 9,000 pores that's on here. That's very cool. Now, based off of that that picture that we saw on Facebook, tell me what y'all think. All right. So palm sugar is supposed to be healthy because it's not processed, okay? But this is what palm sugar did to this egg. It stripped it. Look at that. Palm sugar did that. Palm sugar. Or it could have been that I left it in there for a week and it was starting to decompose. I don't really know yet. I'm not going to crack this open to smell it and see. I have a garbage can right here. All of it's going in the trash immediately afterwards. But palm sugar, I'm going to say palm sugar did that, okay? We going yeah, I don't know about that one. This is no, that's a lot of damage. Yes, it is. This caused a whole bunch of damage. Okay. Now, one that was really surprising. Now, this has nothing to do with sugar. I did this because I had the solution and I wanted to. But if you can see, don't break. This egg, the one I'm scooting up in the middle, this egg right here, the hydrochloric acid stripped that down. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this probably spoiled, but it stripped, man, if you all could see this, like if you all could see this up close, oh my gosh, look at that. She probably shouldn't be scratching this, but look at that. Look how so what was cool about it, I should have left it in the solution so you all could see. And it had thousands of little air pockets underneath. And as it dried, of course they went down, but it lifted all of that off of the egg. I forgot what the brown, the color, the pigment is called, but the bloom, the outermost layer of the egg, that's what it's called, the bloom. It lifted that bloom off, if that's even possible. Look at that. It lifted that off. I probably shouldn't be scraping that. Safety first. Boom. Where am I? I'm doing better. Because that hydrochloric acid. Look at that. Now, I'm not going to lie. That palm sugar one smells terrible. It smells terrible. That's what should happen right now, because that smells horrible. It really, really does. No one should be subjected to that one like that. But this is the one I didn't pick up. So I've always wanted to try this, and I never have. But putting an egg in vinegar is like the coolest thing ever. And you can see the guts and stuff. Should I put this up to him? Hey, let's see what I can do. Hold on. I just thought about something. I got a phone right here. Let's see. Boom. Got a light on the phone. Let me see. I'm not gonna put it up too close to it, so we put the light up to the phone. Ah, y'all, I can't. Let me see what it do. It's gonna have to be dark. I tried. That was a fail, but so check this out. Nope, that ain't it. But check this out. Look how cool that is. Look at it's like a little squishy ball. I'm not gonna pop this and then that splash in my face and then I like freak out or something like that. Look at that. That is disgusting. That's cool. That's cool. I'll probably hard boil this the next time instead of doing it that way. I'll make sure I hard boil them because if I drop one, I want to make sure it don't splatter and get all those juices everywhere. But it's interesting to see how the bloom of the egg came off. It just like, and the underlying membrane is still intact. And that's basically what it is. What is that? Somebody look that up for me. Tell me what's the chemical process of that? The white vinegar stripping the calcium carbonate, breaking it down or whatever that may be. Like, what is that? I got to figure that out. I want to see what that is. Okay. Because what we see is, so the outermost membrane or the shell, and then this inner membrane, I think the inner membrane is what we actually seeing. Okay. But here's another good one. The ginger ale. If you drink ginger ale, oh, that ain't it. If you drink ginger ale, this is what it did to the eggshell. I can't wipe it on that. It did something real funky to this the bloom of this egg. It really did. I can't get in real close. I'll get a more defined microscope or a camera so you all can see like what I'm talking about. Like it's super thin in spots, and it's almost like you all know how this is all jiggly and rubbery. This egg is doing the same thing. Same thing. In spots. In spots. Not everywhere. It's doing it in spots. Now, I almost want to see what happened to the egg on the inside. Did the coffee seep through? Now, you know we had to crack a couple of these open. We couldn't just let them sit. We couldn't just let them sit and not crack them open at all. We had to do so. We had to do something. So I'm gonna take. Blah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this right here. We're gonna put the coffee one right here. We're gonna move this out the way. Now, if y'all see me throw up or something, don't say nothing. But we're gonna take time. We're gonna zoom down on that a little bit more. It's a little dark, but it's okay. Had to zoom in on that one for y'all, and we're gonna peel that back because I cracked. I'm sorry, but look at that. Look at that. That's hold on. Look at that brown stuff that came out of there. I believe because, oh my God, this is disgusting. Look at that. Look at look at that. The yolk is brown. Look at that. You can't see it, but look at that. I'm gonna lay it down on the side. You see that? The yolk is brown. Ew! Look at that. Look at that yolk. That is disgusting. Because it smells like coffee. It looks brown, but it just smells like coffee. It's stained from coffee. Coffee. Good job. Now, you know what? I just wanted to see that one. But the rest of them came out pretty cool. You know. They all did, in my opinion. They all came out really cool. So, we gonna keep this party rolling. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby. All right. So we know that hydrochloric acid will completely destroy. Think of this as the enamel of your teeth. Like this is the enamel of your teeth. It's going to destroy that. That's what this is. It's going to destroy it. Then now this is still the nastiest one. That palm sugar. I'm gonna look into that palm sugar because it got some funky going on with it that that ain't sitting right with my spirit. Okay? Like something ain't sitting right with my spirit with this palm sugar. So I gotta investigate that because this ain't sugar not supposed to strip, like not supposed to do that. I think it's probably something else in there. So what I do is I go to the house, put it in some saline solution to make sure it's sterile so there's no contaminants. But this deionized water shouldn't be contaminated either. And then I'm going to spin it down. I'm going to let it dissolve, become super saturated, and let it sit. And then spin it down with my centrifuge. That's what I'm going to do. But I think, should I squish this? I thought about squishing it, but should I squish it?
No, God! No, God, please, no!
I think I want to squish it, but come on, what? I want to squish this, but I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that one be. This high fructose corn syrup egg is they're all interesting, but nothing changed more than the coffee egg and this palm sugar egg. Maybe I could have did a more in-depth analysis to see like how many shades lighter it went or something like that. I don't know. But I think it was cool. I want to pop that. I really want to pop this. I really want to go boop. I want to just pop that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just let it chill. I'm going to let that chill. But moving on, good people, moving on. Y'all ready? Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Y'all see that? Y'all see what it is. A couple years ago, like I do every year for my birthday, I always do something cool and exciting for my birthday. And this year is no different. So a few years ago, I had a fundraiser for Seed System like I always do. Because I want to be in a position where we always helping out, giving something away. And with the help of the community, that's possible. So what we did was we gave away we did give away 300 lab coats so kids can see themselves as junior scientists and doctors. And we reached that goal. So this year, I'm giving away 1,000 free lab coats to exceptional students across the country. Now, this is not just art. This is not just Texas. This is not just Dallas. The more donations we get, right now the donations are for us to purchase, have the lab coats created, and then have them shipped to us. This doesn't include us getting them and then shipping them out. It doesn't include that. And the first shipment that comes in, I already have a handful of people that they're going to. I owe a couple people some lab coats, somebody in Atlanta, a couple people in Atlanta, a couple people in Allen. I owe a handful of teachers I owe lab coats to. And we want to make sure we get this to them. But I need your help with this process. Because, of course, as you can see, if you clicked on the fundraising link, it's kind of expensive. But these are custom-made lab coats that kids can wear not only for science activities, but this is our way of bringing in the A into STEAM. So look at this as an art piece that kids can now color on, because each word, all the words on the lab coats are meant to be colored on. This is a canvas lab coat, and it's meant for kids to completely express themselves. On the sleeves, it says invent, create, build, and discover. On the pockets, it says prove it. And I'm really excited about this. About this opportunity. On the back, it says C to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. I wanted this to be funky, cool, and creative, and I think we accomplished that. On the back of the lab coat, each graphic represents a lesson. The graphic at the top right here represents a NASA-inspired lesson. The planets represents a solar system inspired lesson, and the DNA in this little amoeba parasite thing represents a biology inspired lesson, and then E equals MC squared excuse me, is a physics inspired lesson, and these molecules focus on chemistry. And up around the neck, I don't know if you can see, but it says educate to innovate up around the neck. Now, if you would like to support our efforts to share the power of STEM education, feel free to email me at info@𝗬𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗺𝗀. I forgot to put it on the screen. Or donate by clicking the link that's down in the description. And it's donate lab coats for kids. Students will be able, again, to color in the words and the graphics. The lab coats come with lessons based on each graphic that's on the back of the coat. Check our new design out. I think it's very cool. And I'm pretty sure it'll keep kids engaged for hours on end. We have a lot of amazing programs coming up around the new year. Again, these lab coats will not go to just kids here in Dallas or North Texas. We're trying to ship them all over the United States, and the bulk of them will be distributed in places where we execute programs. And I'm happy and fortunate enough to say that some of them will be here in Texas, some of them will be in Little Rock, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, definitely Earl, Arkansas, and in and out West Memphis and Marion. And we would love for your help to do so. So again, if you would like to help, please click on the link below in our description and continue to help us share the power of STEM education with kids all around the country. Thanks for watching.